All right, so today we're going to be reviewing and having a listen to Bruno Mars' song, I Just Might. This is a cool, funky song. This has got a lot of cool elements, a lot of ear candy happening. I encourage you to put headphones on and listen to the different stereo field, the different things that are going on. So catchy, well done, great team, very fun song. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So let's start off with the arrangement. So, well, actually, just before that, the BPMs is 103, so it's about 103, and the length is 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That's right around par of what a lot of the songs are around that are happening right now. So it's not long, it's not short, it's right in the middle, 333. So so at the very beginning of this song in the arrangement, the intro, there's a one measure, it's like a dun 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 fa, and it's kind of like this cool kind of thing before the hook actually comes in, and it's a 4-measure vocal hook. So it's like a da da da, and it's got this really cool catchy thing. You'll hear it as you listen to it. So then that goes for 4 measures. Then you've got the verse. The verse goes for 8 measures. And then the pre-chorus goes for 8 measures. Then we're into the chorus for 8 measures, and it's fun. It just builds up. It just has fun right from the beginning. And then we go back and redo all that again. We go and do the exact same thing of a hook for the vocal hook thing for 4 measures, the verse for 8 measures, and then pre-chorus for 8 measures, and then the chorus for 8 measures. One thing that he's done, and this is a very common thing to do, is when you go back into that second verse after you've done the chorus and the hook, drop out the drums or let it drop out, or let some instruments drop out for a couple of measures. In this song, the drums drop out for 2 measures with just light percussion. I think there's some hats in there and some bongos, and so it's very light percussion, but it drops out for 2 measures. Then the beat comes in, and you can kind of feel it. It's kind of a cool little thing to encourage you. Add those little elements into your songs, and your songs will sound more modern like this. So then moving along, we go to the chorus for 8 measures, and then we do the bridge. So the bridge is a 4 vocal hook. It's a new hook that's not repeated anywhere else. So it's just a new little vocal hook that goes for 4 measures. Now there's no snare in these four bars. It's just kick and some hats and some light things. The dynamics comes right down. So again, if you've listened to any of the things I'm saying, it's all about contrast. It's all about, complementing each part. So there's a dance groove. It's all happening, and so in the bridge, you want to give it something different. So they drop right down, and then we build back up for the rest of the song. So then after we build back up, we do the chorus for 8 measures. We do double chorus. We do another chorus, and then we go back to that vocal hook at the beginning. So that vocal hook happens 3 times in the song, and it's actually repeated a little bit in little subtle areas. The riff is very similar, kind of dances around that, and there's lots of catchy hooks, a lot of repetition, and a lot of elements to help you remember the song and just make it feel really good. So now let's move over to the instrumentation. So the instrumentation, it's obviously a disco type feel. It's very Bruno Mars. It's got horns. It doesn't have any strings in this one, but it has a brass section and very lively and a lot of fun stabs happening there. Now the one thing you'll notice with the instrumentation on this song is the bass copies the electric riff throughout. It doesn't groove along. The bass doesn't groove with the kick. Normally, not normally, I would say in a lot of songs the bass grooves with the kick, but in this song it's just doing the exact same riff as the guitar. Now, one of the cool things that's kind of on one of my top 3 takeaways is there's a really cool guitar riff happening in the right speaker, and there's a funky chord thing happening in the left speaker, and it goes right throughout, and then you have the bass going through in the middle, just cranking out that or copying that riff, that electric guitar riff. So it's such a cool, there's all that cool thing happening, and it's really fun. So when the horns come in, there's going to be stabs on the dun, dun, and it kind of comes in, and then towards the end of the chorus it kind of holds out with a crescendo, and then a build, and then holds out. So that's a cool thing with the horns. So check that out. Now going back to the vocal hook, the duh 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 duh, that's a cool little. He's singing it tons of attitude, tons of vibe. You can tell it totally feels authentic, totally feels like they're just jamming. It feels like there's a microphone in the corner of the room, and he just goes just jamming and having a lot of fun. So moving on to the bongos groove throughout. The drums are thick. It's a thick kick and a snare, and that claps the entire song. So I really love the drums. The drums is another one of my key takeaways with this song. The kick sounds so nice. It's this thick, lush, just this solid kick. I really like the kick. And the snare sound is a great snare, but they've added claps throughout the whole song, and so it gives you that feel of dancing. It gives you that feel of 20, 30, 40 people all standing around in a small little room, a small little club or something, and they're all kind of clapping, and it's like just a real kind of cool vibe happening. And so I thought that was really cool. I really like that kick drum, and the mostly the kick drum is a bit of my favorite. So then there's a little Easter egg or a little ear candy for you to have a listen to. Listen for the organ that goes throughout the chorus. Listen, you might need some good headphones in. It comes right in the middle, and you can kind of hear it's like this really kind of churchy 70 vibe kind of organ that comes in. It's really cool. I really like it. Really adds to lifting that chorus to that next level. And so that's basically the instrumentation. Let's jump over to the vocals now. One of the things I realized is not much reverb on the lead vocal. If you had added a lot of reverb, it might feel a bit distant, or might feel bigger. And so it's given a small room reverb that really kind of feels like, again, a small room where there's just 20 or 30 people just clapping, just stacked in there and just jamming and having a good time. So in the band's there in the corner of the room as well. So it's just all happening. It's just a fun little thing. The harmonies and the extra vocals on the end phrases of the pre-chorus, I love them. There's lots of these oohs with the harmony. They kind of pan them out left and right, not hard left and right, but just left and right a little bit. And one of the things that you'll notice in the chorus, the harmonies aren't going throughout the whole chorus. They're going just on the oohs, or the kind of like the added part to the chorus. You got the chorus lyrics, and then at the end of that you got oh, and it's like all coming in there with these stacks, and it sounds so great. And it's a bit of a signature Bruno Mars kind of thing that he does a lot, and it sounds great, and it's a really cool thing how they come in. It just adds that little extra thing. But there's no harmonies going on in the most of the lyrics, so it's more like Bruno's talking, and the rest of the group that are in this circle, everyone's dancing, everyone's like oh, and so that's kind of a cool thing. Moving on to the lyric and the theme. It's a fun song about a dance floor attraction, and it's very conversational. He's saying this, he's talking to this person. It's not like a poetic kind of song. It's not like you have to be too clever with the words. It's just a fun song. It's a clever idea, but it's really that conversation. It's like, let's see you dance on the floor. Let's, this, I just might take you home. That's the idea. We just might make you my baby or my lady. And it's just such a cool idea, a cool little groove. So that's the theme and the theme and the lyrics. So my top takeaways, just to kind of recap, is I love how the electric guitars have those main riffs throughout. Number one on the right speaker, and then on the other side is the second one doing these funky chords. And they do this throughout the whole song. They're very jam. They just jam. It feels very much like a jam. And it's so cool. It's just great to hear, especially if you listen to the song with headphones. If you listen with headphones, with a good pair of headphones, not just buds, but maybe in a quiet room, put on some good headphones, and you'll be able to hear all these different parts. It's so cool. If you're just listening in buds, walking around busy, everything's if there's tons of noise, you're not going to be able to hear some of these parts. So if you want to get the full taste of the song, go somewhere quiet or put on some really good headphones that maybe even cancel out some noise and really listen to these parts. They're really, really cool. So number two is great harmonies and a vocal hook. I love that vocal hook. I'm a vocalist myself, and so I love doing those vocal little hooks, those little da-da-da, all those at the beginning of for the main hook. It's the intro, it does it before the first verse, does it before the second verse, and does it at the very end of the song. I love that idea. That's such a cool little idea. And third of all is I really love the kick. That's such a thick kick and a snare. We just talked about that, and have a listen to that kick. That's a nice kick. It's a really thick, really full, creamy, just thick full. It's just great. So I love that one. So hopefully this has helped, guys. Go ahead and listen to the track again and see if you can hear some of these little things I've pointed out. They're wonderful. And Also, if you like this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe, because when you do that, it floats this video to the top of the feed, and maybe other people might get to hear it and kind of listen to it if you enjoy it. And then also comment, let me know what you think of this song. Is this one of your favorite Bruno Mars songs? Or maybe you're new to Bruno Mars, but tell me what you think. I'm curious if you what you think of this, if this is one of your top Bruno Mars songs. It's just fresh off today, so it's just been released today. And please go ahead and like, subscribe, as I just said before, and also join my email list. I offer, listening sessions where I listen to your music and give you feedback. And I also, I can put you in the right contact connections, or I can plug you up with the right publishers to get your music signed to the right different publishers, or even just point you in the right direction. I love doing that. I love helping my students out. I love getting you guys placements on film and TV, or just even to that next level. So head over there. I'd love to help you out. Love to hear your music. And awesome, guys. I will see you in the next one.